Here's a quick video review of the unbranded double din stereo with Apple CarPlay built in. Bought it from eBay, £60 including a reversing camera, and it's alright. It's alright. It's not great, but it's alright. There are several things I don't like about it. For a start, it comes with no fitting kit. So it's designed to be bolted into a unit or into a vehicle that is like perhaps a Japanese style, where they normally screw in to a bracket and then into the dashboard, rather than a cage that you mount into the dash and then slide in. So I bought one on Amazon, which I ended up cutting up, because the unit is exactly the internal width of the cage, meaning that you can't then add the brackets that actually lock it into the cage. So it's held in with an interference fit, but it's in there and it works. And to be honest, I couldn't believe that it had CarPlay built into it. So it's a unit that's probably about this deep overall, I guess, something like that. No CD mech, nothing at all, just a radio, Bluetooth, Android Auto allegedly. It's got an SD card slot in it, and it seems to work. So I'll show you the native unit. We'll just power it up. I think it's called an well, there you go, HD MP5. Nice. But it's not an unpleasant looking thing, it's just a flat screen. It's okay. And there's its native radio, which I'll turn down because we won't be able to broadcast anything anyway. Doesn't seem to do RDS. Don't care. Don't listen to the radio. Can't stand adverts. So doesn't matter to me at all. The little home screen is not the most unpleasant looking one of these units I've ever come across. You know, it's reasonably easy to navigate and it's not particularly laggy. My favourite part is here. I don't know whether that will come out on camera. CarPlay rudder, which is basically the buttons that allow you to select your phone, maps, messages or whatever, is on the Richt. I don't know, they misspelled right. I like that. Anyway, when you plug into it, it immediately comes up with an app they call dPlay, which is either an excellent rip-off of Apple's CarPlay, and I haven't tried it with Android Auto, but I'll just plug my phone into the front USB socket here and have a go at doing this first time with the USB. This is utterly horrible. I hate having cables sticking out the front of a radio. Any cables hanging around on the dash, just awful. Is it going to work? No. Well, there you go. That's covered that off fairly quickly then. Let's go to the home menu. Apparently no phone. And that's one of my big issues with this, is just look how poor this USB socket is. And that's pushed fully home and it moves around horrifically. Anyway, it's cack. So immediately the unit got the back taken off it, USB extension lead soldered in, and now it has a cable that comes around from the back of the dashboard, which I've yet to work out exactly where I want it, but I've got plenty of options, and it's much more reliable than the front socket. So I've plugged my phone in and we're away. And this is the bit I'm interested in most, really. It's got Apple CarPlay. That's what I want to use. It's what I'm used to, and it works pretty well. You know, it's not particularly laggy. It's okay. It doesn't have a native GPS, so if you use the sat-nav option, it is using the GPS built into your phone, but it's charging your phone anyway, so not too bad. The complaint that I was describing to a friend of mine with this is that the or one of the questions I was asked, I guess, is how is the screen? Is it bright enough? And the answer is yes, it's definitely bright enough. But you get what you pay for. It's not a really good screen. It's quite shiny, so you get a reasonable amount of reflection on it. I don't have an issue with the brightness on the screen, but whether or not you can make this out at the moment, there is a road here, there's one here, there's one here, and they're in white against that very pale background. It's not particularly easy to see excuse me, what is actually happening there. When it's in full-blown navigation, it's okay. We'll just pick the most recent place that I obviously had on there, somewhere near Birmingham. And actually, it's okay. It works fine. So that's that part of it. From an actual music point of view, you know, if you've got Albalar, if you're used to CarPlay, I'm not going to go through and show you how Apple CarPlay works. It's the same on every single device. But it's, you know, I think it responds pretty well. It's pretty quick for what it is. If you want to get back to the native menu, there is a car option, and then you can see from there, you know, the response is not bad. Get into the settings, and actually let's just see about changing. What I found, it's better to turn the brightness down, the contrast down, and the saturation up probably almost completely. And then let's go back to CarPlay. Weirdly, it stalls when you go back into it. Don't understand that, but that makes the map a bit more palatable then. Bit more time messing about with that and we'll get there. Other things that I've found are absolutely brilliant. These are not tactile buttons on here, they are a touchscreen, which when you have hands the size of a bear's paw like I do, and it's a very small button and you're bouncing around in a 20-year-old Mercedes 4x4 on these beautiful roads, it's a complete lottery as to whether you turn the radio up, down, off, or whatever. But there you go. That's pretty much it. You know, you've seen it. There it is. It's working. It was 60 quid, including a reversing camera, which, in hindsight, I wish I'd bought the 50 quid one without the reversing camera, because quite honestly, the camera is crap. I mean, I don't even know how good it is as a camera, but it looks crap, and it's not going on my car. So I'm going to end up changing that for something better. But yeah, I mean, realistically, it's a 50 quid head unit, which gives you pretty much everything you need. One more minor gripe will be the microphone. As with so many of these Chinese units, you've got a small microphone up here, which in this car is a very long way away from where I'm speaking, and that means that I'm going to sound really, really distant when I'm on the phone. I've yet to ascertain as to whether the 3.5mm jack on the back of it that says AV in is for an external microphone, or whether perhaps I take the unit apart again and solder an external microphone onto those pins instead of that one. That might be an option. Obviously, there's no warranty on this. It comes with a warranty, but you have to pay the return postage to China, even though it comes from any given city in the UK or town. And I've already opened the thing up, soldered wires into the back of it, countersunk holes in the side of it. I mean, I've abused it, and I've had it 2 days, so I don't care about a warranty aspect. You just can't worry about it. You've got to modify it to make it do what you want it to do. If I was possibly keeping this car, or I had more of a plan about what was going to happen, then maybe my £700 Wi-Fi unit might come out of my other car and go in here. But at the end of the day, for 50 quid, it's got to be worth a punt. And that's my verdict. It's worth a punt, it's 50 quid, and it does what I want it to do. I'm over the moon with it. I'd just love to be able to tell you what brand it was. Anyway, there you go. Time for me to go and try and find some dinner, I think. It's 8:15 in the evening. Catch you later. Bye-bye.